Hi, Reese Garge here to demo my application called OneStudy, developed for Georgia Tech's class CS6460 Educational Technology. So this tool was developed to meet the need that I felt while taking these online classes, which is a student's feeling of isolation and disconnected from peers. In an online learning environment, we're not speaking face to face. Instead we have to communicate through the technology, and we lose a lot of that nonverbal communication. There's a lot of research on the topic with recommendations pointing towards more of a social online learning environment. But not many companies have implemented these recommendations recommendations like student status that shows other students what your recent activity has been, or student profiles so you can get to know students better. So in my design, I wanted to bring as many of those nonverbal communications as possible back in, but first we need to get all the students in the same place at the same time. So let me walk you through OneStudy, showing you how I've met that need. So here we are at OneStudy. I'll log in as one of my test users named Grace Carton. And now the goal here was to combine all elements of the online experience into one place. Here at Georgia Tech, we use 4 different tools. Piazza for our forum, where we post questions and you can comment. And then we have a class chat on Slack.com. And then we have videos that are on Udacity, and then T-squares used for things like the syllabus and course library and stuff. So we got 4 different websites. So if a student is online at the forum reading posts, and then someone else is watching a video on Udacity, those 2 people are not in the same place. They can't have a shared experience. They can't connect. So the idea is to try to bring everybody to the same place to up the likelihood of someone being on at the same time. So we got our class discussion over here on the left. As a new post pops up, you can click it, and this slides off to the left, revealing the post. So this one here has 2 comments. We can click this, and you can see that we can read the comments all while still watching the video. And then you may have a question about the video, and so you can ask the 15 people. See up here, we got 15 people online currently, so we can ask them, do you understand lesson 1? And maybe get a discussion going right here about lesson 1, all while still watching the video. And then anything that you might need as far as syllabus and course library will come up in a pop-up. So I'll just show you that. So you can read this, look up anything you need. And down here we have the questions pertaining to this lesson. Basically, this just only to show you questions that are pertaining to the lesson you're currently watching. So this question here was posted about lesson 2. So if we go over to lesson 2, you'll see that comes up. Let's go back to lesson 1, because lesson 1 had 2. This one has 2 answers. So this works the same way as the forum. When you click this, it slides off to the right, revealing you the comments. So the idea is this is one web page. The web page itself never fully refreshes. Only the elements that need to refresh. So that was one of the main goals, was to unify everything into one place. The second thing I thought was very important was to implement the live status. So as a user goes about using the tool, say changing what they're watching. So here we go, we change lesson 5. The status is live. It automatically updates, saying you're watching lesson 5, and that does that across anyone who's online. Your status would be updated so they can see where you're active. What are you doing? And so you can glance around and see what other students are doing, and you might find out you're behind. Look at these people down here in lesson 6 and 8. I'm getting behind. And as you watch, see this Reese Carge here, he's on lesson 6. As he changes to lesson 7, it automatically updates. So I know that, oh wait, he's just moved on to lesson 7. And say he's in a group with me. I can click on his status, and it's going to load lesson 7 for me. And the status might be reading post 45 or something like that, and you can click on that, and it's going to take you to where that person is. The idea is you have to know what's going on and where people are in order to join in with what they're doing. So this is going to make it a little more collaborative, and so this is giving us a view into the class so you can start seeing the students so that you can join in. And finally, the third thing I thought was important to finish implementing was the profile. Because the idea is, when you're in class, you're side by side with if you're on campus class, that is, you're side by side with these people. You start conversations, you get to know them a little bit, and that's a little harder in an online environment. So having profiles. So I'm logged in as Grace Garden, and so I see this Reese Cards is posting stuff a lot. I can hover over his name or this profile picture, and his profile pops up. And from his profile we can find out his name. He's a software engineer living in Clarksburg, West Virginia. A little bit of the blurb that he filled out about himself, and then there's a little spot called Things in Common, which just goes through and looks for things that are in both your profile and highlights them. So we both know Java, both know Ant, PHP, Perl, JavaScript, ADF, that type of thing. Now, when you create your account, this profile over here is going to pop up, and it's going to be mandatory for you to fill this out. So you're going to fill this out, and it's going to default just randomly assign you an avatar, because I know some people won't want to upload a profile picture, but it's important that every person has an avatar. If you're in class, you start recognizing faces before you know names. So over here, whenever we see a post, you'll start seeing these avatars, and you're going to start recognizing the same avatar. And there's a bunch of them, so if they don't like the original, you can just get another random one, and it just shuffles through a bunch of random until you find one that you don't mind, and you can save it. So, or Angela Cards, So it's the same deal here. You get to know, so it gives you a little insight into who they are, and maybe it'll help spark a conversation with these people through instant messaging, or maybe even facilitate the creation of groups, for group projects. So little by little, we're trying to let you see your classmates, see what they're doing, who they are, so that you can try to connect with them and engage with them better. If something in this demonstration of OneStudy has sparked your interest, I would recommend reading my paper, which goes into far greater detail. Thanks for watching.